श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो में सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. Swami Desikan's most wonderful stotra on Bharanyasam or Prapatti is Nyasa Vimsathi, 20 slokas on Bharanyasam and the glories of Bharanyasam. Swami has beautifully, clearly, unambiguously established the Prapatti Margam, the Sharanagati, the Bharanyasam, and with authoritative scriptures and references from Upanishads, from Brahma Sutra, from Acharya's works, and responding to the doubts and queries that we may have in our minds. Swami enlists those doubts, comments, and then negate the questions, doubts, and clarify, convince with fitting responses, clearing those doubts so that our mind is fully convinced about Prapatti. In 11th slokam, which we are going to enjoy today, Prapatti has got angams, 5 angams, and there are questions. So let's enter. Yat kinchit rakshaniyam tadavana nipune nyasyato kinchanasya praspashtam lokadrishtya pyavagamita prartana yanga yogaha tasmat karmangakatvam vyapanayati paropekshana bhavavadaha Sanghe tvashtanga yoga vyavahriti nayata shadvidattvopacharaha. Here, yat kinchit rakshaniyam tada vana nipune nyasyato akinchanasya praspashtam lokadrishtya api avagamita iha prartanadi angayogaha prartanadyangayogaha tasmat karma angakatvam vyapanayati para apekshana abhava vadaha sanghe tvashtanga yoga vyavahriti nayata shadvidatva upacharaha. So in the last sloka, Swami mentioned that Prapatti is an angam of Bhakti Yogam, but it is not just the angam of Bhakti Yogam. It is established that Prapatti Yogam is also a distinct, direct, exclusive, independent upayam for moksha, quoting from Upanishads as well as from Brahma Sutras. Last 2 slokams were talked about. Now, there are questions again asked for that. Okay, Prapatti does not need anything else for its functioning. Prapatti is exclusive. There is no other auxiliary, ancillary required for Prapatti. Then why is there a need for 5 angams for Prapatti? What is the need? Why? If it does not need anything else, why there should be 5 angams for Prapatti? And question number 2, if there are 5 angams for Prapatti, why is the Prapatti described as Shadvida Sharanagati, the 6 angam Prapatti? The Prapatti constitutes 6 parts. It's indicated in the slokas. Why? So, to kind of recapitulate, the answers are provided in the slokam, but for us to recapitulate the last 10 slokams and the background of Bharanyasam, so that we would be able to understand clearly, there are 3 tattvams that we should know. 3 things that a Jivatma, a Chetanan, us should know, which is Tattvam, Upayam, Purushartham. Tattvam, the entities are Chit, which is Jivatma, sentient, Achit, non-sentient, the Achetanam, and Ishwaran, the Lord. Chit is Atma, Achit is the one who has no jnanam, non-sentient, inanimate, and Ishwaran is Jagat Karanan, the Lord Sriman Narayana. So clear understanding of these three will remove the confusion caused that Dehame, Atma, either the Devatas or the Supreme, or we can say Swatantra Brahman, I am Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Lord. So Jivan is independent, all that. Prakriti is Atma, or Jivan is independent, or Jivan and Ishwaran are one and the same. All confusions, incorrect beliefs will all vanish if we know crystal clear these three things. Then Purushartham is the palan, the fruit, which is sought after by the Jivatma, because he is the enjoyer. Prakriti is the enjoyed object, and the Ishwaran is the Purushottaman. So these Purushartham, the palan, the fruits, are Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksham. Dharma, Artha, Kamam are lower ones, limited. That is, through the Dharma Margam, you get materials, you get worldly benefits, and Kamam, the desire. Apavargam, so Trivargam and Apavargam. Trivargam is Dharma, Artha, Kamam. Apavargam is Moksham. A combination of limitless, unbound Peranandam, fully blossomed with true Jnanam, is Moksham. So there will be Paripurna Brahmanubhavam in Moksham. The liberated Jivatma which gets Moksham will never ever return to this vicious birth and death, the cycle, the samsara sagaram, the samsaric afflictions. We would never come back. So Swami Desikan describes this joy after Prapatti, waiting for the world, reflecting on the life to be at Sri Vaikuntham. We need to wait in this world, reflecting, contemplating the enjoyment of Sri Vaikuntham after the karmas have been burnt, and getting the last lap of the karma to be finished until the end of this life after Prapatti. Because all the pleasures in this world are temporary, fleeting, ephemeral, tinged with sorrow. One pleasure is associated with 1,000 times pain. If we do not agree, if we do not believe, we think that everything is hunky-dory, great, enjoyable, then you need not listen to these audios. You can just go ahead and enjoy the world. But those who think that the world is, the samsara sagaram is filled with grief, even if it is pleasure, even if it is enjoyable, it is like a golden cage. It is associated with pain later. The most enjoyable sukham of moksham is the desirable purushartham, so that we would never ever come back to the samsara sagara. So, what are the ways so that we can get this moksham? The Upanishad, the Shastrams say Bhakti Yogam and or Prapatti. Bhakti or Prapatti. Bhakti Yogam or Sharanagati. So, the Bhakti Yogam refers to the 7 angams, which are Yamam, Niyamam, Asanam, Pranayamam, Pratyaharam, Dharanai, Dhyanam. 7 angams of Bhakti Yogam. But Bhakti Yogam is called Ashtanga Yoga. Why Ashtanga Yogam? Yet, if it is has got only 7 angams, because the Angi of Samadhi, this becomes Ashtanga Yogam. The 8th is Samadhi, Angi, which is the Angi. The rest all constitute this Angam, Angi, Samadhi. So the Upasanam Bhakti Yogam can be through a variety of Upanishadic Vidya, which I said yesterday. The 31 Vidya, Sadvidya, Dagara Vidya, Vaishwanara Vidya, etc. The last one is Nyasa Vidya, which is Prapatti. So among the 7 Angams, Yamam, which is Ahimsai, Satyam, not stealing, not desiring other people's possession, Niyamam, Tapas, purity of heart, Deva Chintanai, study of Stotram scriptures, pleasant disposition, Aradhanam for Lord, all is Niyamam. Asanams is there are difference in sitting positions. Pranayamam, controlled breathing. Pratyaharam is the one that unites the gesture, like Jnanendriyam, Karmendriyam, Manas, Ahankaram, the Mahat, all these is that unites these 24 Tattvam. Dharana is the firm focusing of the mind on the divine body of the Lord, Dharanam. Dhyanam, uninterrupted meditation, contemplation of the Swarupam of Paramatma. Divya Swarupam, Divya Atma Swarupam of Paramatma. Dhyanam. Finally, the eighth Angi, Samadhi, is the above 7 Angams constitute this Samadhi, which go beyond the conception of the Jivan meditating and the Paramatman being meditated upon and staying in that state of Samadhi, uniting with the Lord. So, this Bhakti Yogam has to be engaged in after gaining Jnana Siddhi through Karma Jnana Yogam, and then this can be practiced only by Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, male. Whereas Nyasa Vidya, which is Shadanga Yogam, 6 Angams. It has 5 Angams, which are Anukulya Sankalpam, Pratikulya Varjanam, Akinchanyam or Karpanyam, Mahavishwasam and Goptrutva Varanam. 5 Angams. The Angi is called Bharanyasam, Atmanikshepam. So that is why it is called Shadanga Yogam, 6 Angams. So the answers for these 2 questions come within this. Even though Prapatti is an exclusive and distinct means, it has got these 5 Angams. Just like Bhakti Yogam is exclusive means, it has got those 6 Angams or 7 Angams, and it is called Ashtanga Yoga. Here this has 5 Angams, 5 segments, parts, and it is called Shadanga Yogam, including the Angi, which is Atmanikshepam or Prapatti. So Anukulya Sankalpam is a determination that we will always be with the Lord in regard to obeying His command, His Shastras, behaving well as per the Shastras. And Pratikulya Varjanam, total avoidance of all acts that the Lord prohibits. How do we know that what He prohibits? Through the Shastras, from the elders. We ought to know do's and don'ts and correctly observe them. Then Karpanyam, Akinchanyam, real feeling of destituteness that we are unable to perform, we are unable to do the rigorous Bhakti Yogam. Being incapable of tapas, being incapable of yajna, yoga, continuous, unbroken, uninterrupted contemplation, focusing meditation on the Lord. We are not even performing the Nityakarmanushtanam with full sincerity. We are not able to wait until the few lives after which Bhakti Yogam will bear fruit, knowing fully well that we may again fall back into the yet another birth and samsaram. So all these things would lead to performance of Prapatti. Mahavishwasam. This is a special kind of implicit and absolute, unconditional, unassailable faith, which for faith in oneself to be surely redeemable. Swami mentions here that Prapatti has been shown even in a practical world. We want some money for some expense, emergency expense. We do not have. So we consider our friends or our relatives or known ones whom we know that they would be able to give us, lend us, or give us sponsor for that. So we call the best of them, or whom we think would take pity on us, who would have mercy on us, who would have kripa on us, daya on us, and who has got the capability to give what we need. immediately we go call him or go to him and say, I fully believe and I have complete faith that you would be able to help me. Can you please do? I'm utterly helpless now. I do not have, but I need it urgently, this particular thing. So, having judged the person correctly, he would have mercy on us. Because he is capable of giving, he would say, you don't have to explain. You could have simply called me. You don't have to even come to my place. You could have called me and I would have transferred. I would have given you. I would have helped you. So, when such is the case between two human beings, what could talk about the inseparable relationship between us and the Lord Sriyapati Sriman Narayanan, who always thinks about us, who has blessed us with this life, with these janmams, with the Sat Acharyans, with the lineage, with the opportunity to get to know all these things. All these things he has facilitated for us to just ask him. So, please safeguard me, protect me. You alone can keep it. You alone can help me. I have faith in you. Is the Mahavishwasam. And Swami explained the doubts which could arise and clarified in the previous slokas. Goptrutra Varnam, one may have all the earlier 4 qualifications. But unless you express, unless you pray, even if however brief it may be, pray, protect me, who has no other protector. Ananya Gatitvam, I have no other person except you. Only crying baby gets milk. Unless we ask, he would be considered partial if he grants us. So, we will have to ask. And so, just like Bhakti Yogam has got 7 angams, and it is called Ashtanga Yogam, including the Angi, which is Samadhi. Prapatti also has these 5 angams, and including the Angi, which is Atmanikshepam or Bharanyasam, it is Shadvida Sharanagati. The situation is similar to Bhakti Yogam, which is called Ashtanga Yogam. So Bhakti is the Angi, and together with the 7 angams, it is Bhakti Yogam, Ashtanga Yogam. Here, Shadvida Sharanagati with the 5 angams, it is called 6 angam, Shadvida Sharanagati. Adiyen, Dhanyosmi. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.